Yep. December 25th, 2019. Here I am. Almost noontime here on Christmas. I'm in the mountains right now. And tell you what, it's amazing weather right now. Today, I believe it's going to be like yesterday. It's going to get up into the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees today. It's perfect conditions right now. Sun's already out, and here's the other big plus. There's nobody out here. Everybody's out home, sleeping in, waking up, Christmas morning, opening up gifts with family. Me, I'm out here in the woods, and gonna do some exploring. I'm gonna be in the same general area where I was just a few days ago, but I'm gonna not be in the same exact spot, but I'm gonna be moving more towards the northwest of that area, and we're gonna check that area out, because when I was out there before doing a couple tree knocks, I actually got a response, and I have reason to believe that they are in that area. I found a couple fresh looking tracks, so we're gonna get up there, do some exploring, and see what we could discover. So come on, let's go on this hike, see what we come across. Alright, here we are. We're back in the woods here. Just a few days ago, we started in, ventured around, we went all the way up that trail. Then we went off the trail, went down the ridge, walked our way through a hollow. We were between two ridges. Found a lot of awesome stuff. You know, it's real thick in there. A few different tracks, bear tracks, a lot of bear sign, a couple bear tracks, and a couple of squatch tracks. And one of them was fairly fresh, which one of them was, you could see how fresh it was. However, it was not on the camera. For those who saw the pictures I've actually posted on Facebook, they were on Facebook. For some reason, I neglected to get video footage of a couple of the tracks that I actually posted through pictures on Facebook. So, but anyway, it was there, and we did get a vocalization, which was a response to tree knocks I've done. So instead of going out this way, which basically I did one big giant circle, well, not really a circle, more of a long oval, or the way I showed an outline to a couple people, they said it looked like a foot. Well, basically I did a real big giant loop, and when I started in over there, I ended up coming back out over here. Now, in the direction I'm facing is where we're going to be heading into. It's flat, then it kind of goes uphill, and it goes up to a couple of different layers. So we're going to do our best. We're going to take our time exploring up there. I have been out that way a long time ago, so it's been a long time. We're going to see what happens, and enjoy this beautiful weather. It's still a little cool yet. It's going to be warming up. So I'm dressed a little lighter. I have a t-shirt underneath this sweater, and let's see what happens. Let's get out there. Alright, I'm already starting to see a couple of impressions here. I took a picture of this. This may not do no justice. I'll put my foot up here just to the left of what I'm showing you here. Here's what appears to be a heel. There's an impression right here. Right here where I'm showing you. Now, just over here next to this tree over here, got this impression right here. It's a little smaller than what I just showed you. Got an impression right here. I'm already starting to feel pretty good about this area. And as you look ahead, you see a lot of pine saplings in there. A lot of cover right there. Alright, so we're going to continue on and really be careful here. Look through here. Got some nice big pines here. I love that because those are the kind of trees I love to do tree knocks on. So let's carry on, see what else we come across here. Alright, you got this ridge over here to my left, and you can see how it goes up to the right, and it's low here at the center, and it gradually goes up. But here to my right, this is where I want to pay attention to. You notice, for those who've paid attention to one of the things I've always made mention of before, look at a lot of pines. This is a heavy wooded pine area, and my general research area that I'm in here, throughout the whole area there's a lot of heavy pines. You got a lot of hardwoods. Further you go up the Forest Road towards the West Virginia side, we're only about 5 miles from West Virginia, about 6, maybe 6. However, these areas here always put out a darker area of the woods, and a squatch could easily hide and blend in right here. One, you got the dark shadows, and our camera may not be picking that up, but these are one of my favorite areas to explore into. Not just areas with a lot of thick brush, but don't be afraid to explore these dark pines. They do provide cover, and you may just find something good here. So let's go on. That's pretty cool. Of course, we're getting on top of this hill here, climbing this ridge, so if you notice I'm a little out of breath, that's why. I'm out of shape, and that's why I'm trying to get out here a lot more. Whew. But that's pretty cool, and we got something right over here to the left. We're gonna go check that out. Alright, here's a little something something. Interesting, huh? And there's what I was just showing you right there. And if you guys are hearing noises, it's the trees creaking, rubbing together. So let's keep exploring. I think it's starting to get a little interesting now. Alright, I tried to catch my breath a little bit before I started recording again. But I'm on top of the ridge here. I'm on flat level ground. But this is something I wanted to point out to you. tripod. This is what I call them. Or a partial teepee structure. I'm going to try to come to a different angle and show you this because the one tree is blending in with the pine, so you probably can't see it. I'll move to the side here. Alright, this might help a little bit. I took pictures of this. Well, a picture. So, for those who follow me on Facebook, you'll be able to see the photos that I have taken. I'm trying to film everything that I do take a picture of, because some of you guys don't see some of the photos I post on Facebook. But if you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, and look, they're all connected to the top. You gotta admit, that's pretty cool. We're gonna continue on this ridge and see what else we got here. I have a good feeling. I really do. Alright, here's something else. I'm not gonna walk down there right now to show you, but I can zoom in enough to show you this here. Check this out. I find this very fascinating as well. I'm gonna let that sit there just for a couple seconds. Let that marinate. A lot of structures and formations up here that I find fascinating, symbolizing possible territory, markers, dominance, all the above. Pretty cool, huh? Let's carry on. Well, I have a decision to make. I'm on top of this low ridge here. I just travel up. I got another ridge that goes up a little higher right here, and then another one that starts over here, and over down here directly behind me we have another one on the other side of this little hollow. So see, last time I was out this way I was actually on the other side of this ridge over here, down below it. Something's telling me to climb this one and work my way up the top here, because when I was way out there, when I did the double tree knock, somewhere out this way is where I got that response. Some of you may not have heard it, but if you look at the 17 minute 53 second mark right after I do the double tree knock, either put your ears right up to the microphone, you wear some earbuds, or whatever you got to do. I heard the vocalization. In person, I heard it clear, although it was distant. I was actually surprised. I listened 2 or 3 times and heard it on the video. And I have a feeling I'm going to work this ridge right here. If I had a little bit more time, I'll probably venture a little more into this way, which is a lot further deeper in. I'm going to have to save that one for another time. So, but we're going to work this ridge. It is a higher ridge, and they don't call Squatches ridge walkers for nothing. I mean, I found what I believe to be Squatch signs. It may not be considered evidence to a lot of people, but I consider it. I don't rule it out. There's a lot that we cannot rule out. However, I will not dismiss it as Squatch evidence. Some of it could be weather damage and so forth. Now, you know, just natural stuff. We can't rule that out. But in the back of our mind, we could take note that there is a possibility that could be Squatch signs. So we're going to carry on and see what's up this ridge over here. Go on. Tell you what, from up here, you got a good view of the other high mountain peaks around here. Whew. I am out of breath. But that's pretty cool, the other mountain range right over there. I wanted to point something out to you real quick. I usually try to point out a lot of bear sign because a lot of people don't realize what bears are known for doing and their behaviors. Well, right here, you can see it's fairly fresh soil, disturbed. And look right over there, this small pine tree, been uprooted and ripped out of the ground. There is the original spot over there. There it is. There's a root ball with a tree attached right over there. Bears are very notorious for this. That's one of their common behaviors. They will uproot trees. Yes, indeed. Because there's bugs and all kinds of other insects around the base of the tree. A lot of times they do this around stumps and rotted trees that are already down. So there's something you want to keep in mind right there. The other thing too, which up here I haven't seen no stones or anything, but one thing you want to keep in mind, when you see a flipped open stone or a stone that's been removed out of its place and is right next to it, and the stone's right next to the original spot, that's a bear. They're flipping and rolling over stones. I have seen pretty large boulders moved and rolled over. Bears do that because there's bugs and grubs and everything else that you could think of underneath that. So bears do eat a lot of bugs and grubs and seeds and berries. That's their common diet. They do eat meat. Keep in mind a bear's diet is about 80% vegetarian, 20% meat. Now if they see a wounded deer or if they see an easy opportunity, just like a squatch, they'll take advantage of it. They will go after a deer if it's already been wounded, or if there's leftovers from a coyote or whatever it may be. Yes, a squatch will take advantage of that. Well, and a bear, sorry. I was talking about bears. But yes, squatches and bears. That's one of the things I compare with bears and squatches. They have a lot of similarities from my findings and my observations out here in the field. So, this is something I just wanted to point out to you. Let's carry on. Now, here's something I find fascinating. Alright, this might not look like much to you, but pay special close attention here. Got a couple of these trees. This here has been pushed over. You got a couple limbs here laid on top. You got right here, look at, you got mountain laurel right here. There's an open spot right there. Now keep in mind, in some cases, with one thing I didn't point out earlier, there's a lot of down trees around here. A lot of weather damage and storm damage, whatever you want to call it. However, bears will use a lot of fallen timber and down trees if they provide any kind of shelter. A bear ain't going to take complete shelter, but they will use fallen timber they'll bed down in, and also the den in. But this here is a little different. I want to show you why I find this fascinating. Here's a side view. I'm going to come over here to this side and show you what I just saw. I just took a couple photos of this. I wanted to show you. Again, I'll show you why this is fascinating. Pay special close attention. Alright, and here we are facing the outside view. Now we'll zoom in and look at the artwork. Look at the crisscross artwork. Crisscross, woven, you name it, it's done right there. You can't tell me this ain't fascinating. This is pretty cool right here. I just had to share this with you guys. Alright, I just got stopped in my tracks. I just heard a whoop. I heard a couple crows. I heard a whoop, just like that, from that direction right over there. We're going to sit here just a minute or two because I got to watch my battery level on this camera. But if I hear it again, I want the audio to hopefully pick it up. I just heard a whoop. If I don't hear nothing within the next half hour, 30 seconds to a minute, I'm going to respond back. Possibly do a tree knock. I did 3. I'm not getting that. I'm going to find, I didn't bring my tree knot stick with me. I'm going to find a piece of wood here and try to do a tree knot. Alright, of course everything I find is too big. I got something small, will probably break on the first hit, but we're going to try it. Yeah, this is pretty rotted. We're going to try it anyway. Alright, well, I'm not getting no responses right now, but I swear that whoop stopped me in my tracks. Right after I heard the whoop, there was a couple crows, and then you probably hear the trees rubbing, but I heard a whoop. I haven't heard a whoop in a long time. Alright, let's keep moving up this ridge here. It's getting better and better every moment here. This workout of a climb that I'm doing, to be out of breath, it is so worth it. I'm telling you, look at this. Look at this teepee. This is awesome right here, dude. And people wonder, do I really go that far in? Yes, I am far in. I love to climb mountains, bridges, hills, you name it. This is where you find the good stuff. I told you. This is like serious, super awesome shit. Excuse my language, but this is awesome right here. These are my favorite kind of structures and formations to ever find. This is amazing right here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me zoom in here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 trees, and then if you want to add the standing tree, that's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees right here formed to make this teepee structure. This is behind me where I've been coming from right here, and it drops back down to another hollow over there. All right. It drops back down over there, and right up here it's still pretty level. It starts to elevate, and then from what I'm judging here, what I'm seeing, it looks like it drops back down up ahead, but we're gonna keep going on, because if I'm finding this up here, what else am I gonna find up here? I'm telling you, man, this is good stuff. I'm impressed. I'm not really finding any tracks. When I started off, I found a couple impressions. I mean, I can't say they're squatches, but I found a couple impressions earlier. But I'm finding all these structures and formations that are getting to be a lot more fascinating. And for the record, let me tell you something. The reason why I'm not afraid to go in deep. I'm not afraid of wildlife. I observe. I've had a lot of encounters with bears out here. There is a lot of bears out here. I have seen their sign. I just haven't pointed them all out to you. But there's a lot of black bears here, okay? People ask me, for one thing, do you carry? Well, yes, I do. It's with me now. I do carry a really nice sharp Bowie knife. I mainly use a knife for, if I find a track, I use it for a scale. Although I do carry a tape measure with me. I come prepared. Well, the other thing is, why do I go so far in? All right, now keep in mind, as I was driving in on the forest road, once you enter the national forest and you're already on the forest road, you're already deep in the woods, you know? So when you park off on the side of the forest road to pick an area like I did to venture into, you work your way in, you go so far, get deep in the woods, climb these mountains and small ridges here, and I got, you know, I'm looking right now, I got other ridge lines and mountain ranges surrounding me. All right, I'm not even on the highest peak here. This is probably only about 2,500 feet, give or take. It could be a little bit more, but I'm gonna say it's roughly in this area because I've studied this on the map. I researched my area outside of the field as well. I study through geographical maps, and you know, I even look on Google Earth to see the layout of the land. You can see ridge lines, and that's what I study. That's very important. You want to know your area. The other reason for coming in this far and, you know, getting the workout to climb up here, when you find stuff like this is where you can start ruling out people. There's a higher percentage where you can rule them out. Could you rule them out completely? No, because look, I'm here. Has somebody else been here at some point? Hey, that's very possible. You can't rule that out. That's why I said I made that statement in my last video when I was out here on the other side just a few days ago. That's where science comes in. You cannot rule out the possibilities. But the percentage of ruling out people is a lot higher, or, you know, when you're a lot further in. Okay? Now, then it still leaves us with weather. I mean, did those branches, I mean, look, you got a standing pine tree, and the rest are actually a couple of gum tree saplings, and you know, and then this here actually, that's another old rotted pine, I believe. But you got a couple different species of trees combined right here. Did they fall from other trees and happen to land like that? You know, when they break off from other trees from the wind, you know, sometimes when they fall, they might happen to land in that formation. Don't rule that out. That's a very good possibility. So this is my statement. This is why I share words on my videos. You know, sometimes my videos are disappointing and boring to a lot of people, but I share a lot of information that people need to consider and actually realize. I'm not an expert, but there's a lot I study, and there's a lot I do know here when it comes to nature, the ecology, and wildlife. I always put wildlife number one, because if you don't understand wildlife, if you don't understand what is known, how are you going to learn and understand what is considered to be unknown? Sasquatch. Okay? So that's my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth, and we're going to continue on. I'm enjoying this. It's warming up. It feels like it's almost 60 degrees out now. There's a slight breeze going on. You cannot ask for better weather. This is perfect. I love it. And with this kind of temperatures, I have to be on alert because, you know, bears are definitely moving around. And I hope the squatches are too. I hope I see and find some more evidence of squatches. All right, so let's carry on. See this dead rotted down tree? It's been bear sign. Perhaps you came across this and didn't realize what you were looking at. You see how it's been torn open. It's all rotted. Yeah, there's a bear's been grubbing in here. This ain't fresh, but just giving you a little bit more of what bears do. Old diluted bear scat. Bear scat comes in many forms. Sometimes it comes in clunks. excuse me, clumps. A lot of times it looks like a pile of cow. It looks like cow patties like this, especially after it gets watered down. A lot of times if it's really watered down, you'll see a lot of the seeds. Like, I'll take a stick. Yeah, definitely bear scat. There's some seeds. I see little bugs in there. Interesting, huh? Yeah, you get, like I said, you get, sometimes bear scat comes in clumps. A lot of times they'll look like a cow patty like that. I've seen bear scat in different forms. So, it's not fresh, but it ain't too old either. Probably about 2 or 3 weeks old. And as you see, I'm on top of a ridge, and it's slowly working its way down. I like ridges like this that gradually work themselves down. It's not so strenuous. You want to watch down below here. Even though I'm up on higher ground, there still could be predators around here. Yeah, we do have mountain lions out here. Bobcat, bears, and squashes. Oh, there's a good view of the mountain range up there. Look at that. That's a nice view right there. That's part of the, that's on the other side. It's beautiful out here. I'm so glad I was able to get out here today. It's not as thick, but there's a lot of limbs. Look here, we got more bear scat. We got this one here, and this one right here. Now, I see some in that one, but I'm going to show you this one here. Look at this. It's got hair in it. See the white hair fibers? I hate when the camera blurs up there. There we go. I'm going to tell you what those hairs are. They're deer. Deer hair. See, this one here has it too. I just got done telling you earlier that bear will take advantage of a deer. If it's easy access, they will take advantage of it. Bears are scavengers. Alright, we're going to jump off here for now. I'm trying to preserve battery. Alright, stay tuned. Yeah. Here's a track I only took a photo of last time I was out here. But here, I get to film it now. See the heel right here? There it is. And here's some of the thick stuff that I went through last week right here. For those who remember or watched the last video called the December Hike 2019. Well, here I am Christmas Day came down off that ridge back here where I came through last time. So, alright, let's get on out of here. Here, look at this. We got a track impression right here. Here's the heel. It looks like where the toes are right there. And we got another one right over here. Here's the heel. And where you can see the toes. And the creek's over in there. I can see it flowing through here. Whew. Again, I'm in the thick brush right now. Alright, I'm going to take a couple pictures of this with my camera. And looks like it went in that way. This is cool, man. It has been a great day today. Alright, let's take some pictures. Sitting here on the side of a ridge, taking me a break, catching my breath before I take my last stretch out of here. I'm just above a creek. I'm not too far from the top of this other ridge, but before I get them a go, like I said, I need to catch my breath and relax a second because I will be climbing back up a little bit more. I've already came all this way up. Let me show you. I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but I came down from down there. The creek is all the way down there. So, yeah, here I am. Got me some good exercise today, and found some very fascinating things. And I personally, I'm happy. I'm impressed with it. So, what do you guys think? Let me tell you what I think. For one thing, I know my research area. I know there's squatches here. I've seen them. They leave evidence behind. And you know, I talk about a lot about the ruling out the other possibilities, the process of elimination. Well, a lot of what I find and come across, I want to be able to easily rule out everything but a squatch. That should be our goal. That should be, you know, our mission. It's not about coming out here hoping to find or see a squatch or film one. Yeah, that would be like a major plus. I mean, that would be like golden right there. But you got to keep in mind, when you come out here, it shouldn't be about trying to look for a Sasquatch. It's not what it's about. But again, if it happens, again, that's seriously top grade A stuff right there. Me being out here, it's a learning experience, and you know, enjoying nature, listening, and discoveries will happen in time. You just have to be patient. You have to be willing to dedicate the time. You need to find the time, dedicate yourself, and put your boots on the ground out here. Got to just sit here, absorb, and take it all in, and enjoy the beauty of it. To me, that's what it's about. Discoveries will happen. You just have to take your time and look around. And sometimes what you want to find will come to you. That's usually how it works when I sit around camp at night. During the daytime, I do believe on getting out and venturing, exploring. At nighttime, there should be a limitation on your exploring. Yeah, I love getting out checking out the woods with a thermal or a night vision. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, because you know, you never know what you might come across at night like that. But from my experiences, the area where I camp at, it's right across from where my encounter happened. Actually, 2 different encounters. And in the surrounding area at nighttime, I believe the squatches come down off those ridges. You know, they come down into the lower ground, and it's still thick in there. They're still well hidden in there. They got plenty of cover. So that's why they have no problem coming down there. They roam around. The deer are there. The water's there. I mean, there's food sources there. I mean, you know, again, you want to find signs of squatches and other wildlife? Look where the food sources are. Think about the wildlife. What do they eat? You know they drink water. A lot of my research and my exploring is right around water sources, and always has been. Bears follow the creek beds, the streams, the rivers. Deer do the same thing. All your other little mammals and critters, they do the same thing. Why wouldn't a squatch do that? Come on, it's common sense. If I was living out here, I would want easy access to water. I want an area that's productive, that produces. You got to think about those kind of things. This is common sense. Why do again, I talked about ridges, why I go on to high, deep ground, deep in the woods, on high ground. Think of a predator. They're, you know, especially if it's an ambush predator, they're going to remain on higher ground. 1, they have the advantage. 2, they have the view. Okay? And I do believe squatches work together as a unit as far as hunting. Other primates do this. Why not a squatch? Your other ambush predators, your mountain lions, you know, all your wild cats, a lot of times they'll all be on ledges and ridges and tree limbs, and they'll pounce. That's how they attack their prey. Sometimes they'll be already on the ground and they'll stalk it. It's all natural instinct. A lot of predators that hunt and feed off the other wildlife, think about how a human hunter does it. If they're not sitting in a tree stand or in a blind, they're usually on foot, you know, taking their time, moving through the woods. It's called stalking your prey. There's several different angles that we can look at this and to consider. So, am I looking at a track right there? I see one big giant flat spot right next to me. I just now noticed. There's a small pine branch about that long. It looks like you can see whatever stepped in that flat spot slightly crushed that. I'm going to show that to you very shortly here. But keep in mind and consider the words that I'm sharing with you. I'm going to point this out to you real quick, and then we're going to get ready to head on out of here. Because I got that ridge, and I'm on this ridge. And like I said, I'm going to work my way down back off of this ridge, and it's going to loop around back to where I came in from. So, alright. Check this out, and then meanwhile, thank you very much for checking this out. Merry Christmas. Today is December 25th. And remember, keep it squatchy, keep it real, and it's all about the science. Remember, science, baby. Alright, I'm out. This is what I was talking about right here. I'm gonna stand up here to show you. But before I do, it looks like we're right there where you see that little limb right there. Just to the left of that looks like where the heel would be. And up there would be the toes. I notice it's a flat spot where the sides have been pushed up, where something with enough weight is actually pushed down and pressed into the ground. This is not the best angle. I know you probably don't see this, so I'm going to stand up here to show you here. Alright, from this angle it really does not look like much now, but right here is what I was talking about. It looked like where the heel was. I mean, it could be, but from this angle, it definitely doesn't look like nothing. But from when I was sitting down there looking over here, it looked like it may have been a possible track impression. So, anyway, this is what's in front of me when I was just talking to you here. You can see how thick it is up here. But we're going to push through this way here, like I said, work our way along this ridge till it loops around. And this is all down below me right here. The little creek runs all the way down through there. So let's get ourselves together and get on out of here.